or build castles in the sand where pirates come to rove and explore. Granny teaches us to dream with her gentle, kind embrace. In this fun-filled world we grow, with her by our side we race. From counting to dancing, her lessons are endless. Each moment with her we feel blessed in her loving hands. With Granny, learning's a joy, no matter how big or small. Every lesson, every game becomes a cherished call. Her heart full of love and play, she's our guiding star. Together we explore, discovering new things far and near. Laughter fills the air as we dance and sing along. Granny's wisdom shines bright like a twinkling star among. Through stories and rhymes, she weaves her magic spell. In her loving arms, we're safe, feeling whole.
Hello, everyone. Oh, I don't like my camera angle too much. Hi. Welcome to Fun with Granny Everything Preschool. Hello, Stephanie, Vince, Regina, Lee, Levi. Welcome, everyone. If you are over on Kaleidoscope of Happiness, please click on that pinned link at the top of the chat and come on over to Fun with Granny. I have been working on getting this channel going. As some of you already know, I taught my granddaughter for her preschool year prior to her starting her pre-K, which here in the state of Georgia, they do that at 4 years old. So from 3 to 4, I was her preschool teacher. And then I jumped at the chance of her going to preschool or pre-K, of course. Here in Georgia, it is on a lottery system. You may get in and you may not. She was lucky enough to get in. And so she is now attending pre-K. What I did on this channel back in the beginning was make videos that I used with her to help her learn her numbers, letters, colors, shapes, all the things that I thought she needed to know before she started preschool or pre-K. And in that process, I found out that there's just a lot of things that they expect the kids to know how to do for themselves when they start going to school, whether it be a pre-K or a kindergarten. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. I don't see Ashley, but everybody's saying hi to her, so she's got to be here somewhere. Hello, hello. If you're here, please come on over to Fun with Granny, Everything Preschool. I have that link posted at the top of the chat there on Kaleidoscope of Happiness. I am running on both channels because I want all my friends on Kaleidoscope of Happiness to know about this channel and about Chloe the Chewimi's channel. So, hi, Rudy. Welcome. The live that I will be doing tomorrow at 11 on Chloe's channel, I will also have on Kaleidoscope of Happiness. And I'm going to do that for a few times so that everybody gets used to having the other channels on lives. I will do Mondays at 1 o'clock on this channel, Granny or Fun with Granny, Everything Preschool. And I will do 11 o'clock on Tuesdays on Chloe the Chewimi. And then, of course, I will be on Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday on Kaleidoscope of Happiness. So I hope everybody is having a good Monday. I will be doing my exercise live today at 2 p.m. after this live. And I'm going to start scheduling them to be live at 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because I have figured out it is so much easier to do it live than it is to record it, upload it to YouTube, schedule a premiere, and then be there during the premiere. So I go to morning motivation over at Boldly Unshackled, as a lot of you know. Excuse me. And it starts at 8:15 Eastern time, and I believe she has allowed herself until like 9:45. So I will do mine at 10 o'clock. So if you go to morning motivation, then you can come right over to easy exercise afterwards. So what I want to talk to you today about is the things that the kids, need to know how to do before they start formal school. Of course, their bathroom habits, to be able to use the restroom, to wipe themselves, to put their clothes on and off in order to use the restroom, to wash their hands, all of those kind of things. Hopefully, they learned during the potty training process. What I discovered with my granddaughter is that a lot of things surrounding her eating food, I was doing for her, like cutting up the food, opening the drink. I would give her a cup with a straw. When they get to school, they don't have straws. They have either a carton of milk or a bottle of milk. So they need to know how to open those and how to drink by tipping it up. And nowadays, with sippy cups and straw cups, we don't teach kids to drink from a regular cup anymore, like we had to learn how to do. So that is something they need to know how to do because chances are they're not going to eat much of the lunch that they're given at school. So they need to be able to have that milk. So they need to be able to get that milk open. When she first started this year and I went and had lunch for Grandparents' Day, it was a carton of milk, a cardboard carton, and it had a pull tab on the top that was very hard. And she actually took her teeth and grabbed it and pulled it open. And then she could drink out of it that way. When I went this past Friday for lunch, they now get a bottle with the screw top lid. So they have to be able to crack that screw top lid off. So even though, as far as it being faster and less spills and, more convenient for us, they don't need to always drink with a straw or out of a sippy cup. They need to learn how to drink out of a regular cup, out of a bottle, out of a carton. Okay. Fruit. Hello, Gail's Health Journey. Welcome. Um, Another thing that they have to be able to peel the fruit themselves, whether it be a banana, a tangerine, an orange. They also have to be able to bite an apple or a pear. Sometimes they'll give them a little cup, like a little paper cup of fruit with maybe pineapple or sliced peaches or orange, the mandarin and orange segment, something like that. So they need to be able to get that up on a spoon, and be able to eat that. But peeling the fruit is important. When I was there this past Friday, they gave them a tangerine. The meal was kind of Mexican inspired. It was mango, jalapeno meatballs, and jalapeno cornbread, rice, beans, and some collard greens. Now, not all of those are kid friendly foods and may not be the foods that your child is going to want to eat, but she was happy when she saw the tangerine, and that is something that she did eat. So she had milk and tangerine, and so basically I checked her out after school, after lunch, and then we went and had some protein because that was not a good meal for me either. Gail said they need to kids how to peel an orange. They all seem to struggle with that. Yes. And Gail, that's exactly what I'm talking about this morning is all of the little things that we as parents, grandparents, and caregivers tend to do for our little ones because it is faster for us, cleaner, neater, easier on us. But it puts them at a disadvantage because they need to learn how to do those kind of things themselves. So I strongly, strongly encourage you to allow time at mealtime in order for them to not only feed themselves, but be able to learn how to navigate between using a fork or using a spoon, and how to peel the fruit and things like that, so that they do get the hang of those things on their own. Again, if you are over on Kaleidoscope of Happiness, thank you for watching. But please come over to Fun with Granny Everything Preschool. I am trying to get watch hours over here as well as subscribers. So if you are not subscribed over here, please come on over and subscribe. Let's see if I can show this. Gail said, as a paraprofessional, I always smelled that oranges on that day. Yes, you always knew it was coming, didn't you? So those are things that we tend to want to do for the little ones, but they really need to learn how to do it themselves. And as far as their numbers, um, letters, hello, Betty, pre-retirement days. If you, oh, I think you are over here on, I don't know. I have it on one channel on my screen. I have it on my other channel on my, I don't know if I'm watching it on which channel. Hold on. Let me look. Okay. Looks like I'm watching it on Granny's channel. So maybe I'm good. Oh, that says Kaleidoscope of Happiness. Okay. Let's do this. I think I was watching, yeah. Well, there we go. It's very confusing on a cell phone when you have more than one channel and you're flipping back and forth. Um, there we go. Okay, so I need to give some um, blue out over here. There's Ashley. Okay, she was on here. She was on the other channel. Okay, I'm going to give y'all some. We call them blue-haired ladies over here, or blue hairs for the wrenches. So I am giving you all wrenches over here. Thank you so much for joining over here, Rudy. And Gail's health journey. Oops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Hit the wrong button, y'all. Gail's health journey. And Betty must be over on the other channel. Okay, so if you are over on Kaleidoscope of Happiness, please come on over here to Fun with Granny Everything Preschool. Okay, so yes, yes, she could smell it because she had peeled so many oranges. I got you, Gail. So anyway, when it comes to them learning basic, you know, letters make words and letters have sounds and the sounds combined and make um, words. And, that numbers are how you count things. They need to know basic shapes and basic colors. And all of those things you can expose them to in books. And I've showed several books on here already. I have a complete bookshelf full of books for my granddaughter. However, once they get in school, they do get to go to the library in the school and check out books. But you can take them to your public library. A lot of public libraries offer a story time, which is something that we did as well. And you can go, and our story time actually did a craft after the story. They would read them a story, then they would do a craft, and then they would have time to play with the other kids. And that's a lot of fun too. And if you're a stay at home caregiver, parent, grandparent with a child, and there aren't other kids around for them to play with, story time at a library is an excellent place for them to interact with other kids. Also, take them to the park, the playground, different places like that. Many of you that know me have seen my live streams on the weekends when I've got baby girl and we go out to the park or playground. It is one of the things that she absolutely loves. Gail said the second graders also struggled with cutting with scissors. Exactly, and that was another thing I was going to get to. Gail, you're helping me teach this one. Thank you. Um, they need to have those fine motor skills and be able to use scissors, be able to hold a pencil or a crayon properly, and none of that comes naturally to them. It's those things they have to practice to learn. So get the scissors and the paper out, get the crayons, the markers, the pens, paper. Um, Let them practice. When my granddaughter first started doing it, everything looked about the same on her pictures, and you could ask her what it was, and she would say it's a muddy puddle because we watched Peppa Pig, and Peppa Pig loves to jump in the muddy puddles. And so that was one thing that, she knew right away, and whatever she drew, it was a muddy puddle. Now she actually draws stick people. And that's one thing they need to know as well is how to draw a stick person with at least two limbs. Um, there's like these little charts they have that list on there all the things at the different ages, what they should know how to do, and also what they'll need to know to get into the actual, pre-K or kindergarten classes. Now, it might surprise you the things that have changed since we went to school. Probably the biggest change I noticed was the diamond shape, which is like two triangles end to end, so it's like 2 points. They call it a rhombus. It's not called a diamond. Yeah, a rhombus. And a lot of the little, songs that we learned and that we probably taught our kids are no longer politically correct. So you can't rely on just your memory, of what you did for your kids. I read a book when my daughter was expecting, and it said, it's not the same world that grandma lived in. And that is so true. So many of the things that, we knew to do with our babies and our children are not what is commonplace and common knowledge now. We didn't have the internet to go look up things and to find out how to do certain things. We did what our parents did for us and what their parents did for them. But now with the invention of the internet, everybody can go and Google, anything. And there's so many things that, you've got to learn as the caregiver, the grandparent. Parents have it pretty easy, because they grew up with the internet. But for some of us, it's a new thing for us to do, to actually get advice, on something like parenting. Who would have thought, that we would go to a computer to get our parenting advice? But it's true. We can do that now. So, some of the other things they want them to know entering school is how to spell and recognize their full name, first and last name. We did the middle name as well. You can decide what you're going to have the child called at school. Um, if they have a long first name and they go by a nickname, you're going to want to teach them that long first name as well. They need to know how old they are. They need to know what gender they are. Now, I'm touchy about the gender issue altogether. My daughter made the decision not to be gender specific in her parenting of my granddaughter. We did not go with, pink is for girls, blue is for boys. You know, colors are for people. You can wear whatever color you want. Also, we did not do it with toys. Everybody can be nurturing and affectionate to stuffed animals and dolls, and everyone can play with cars and trucks, and everybody can play out in the dirt, and do whatever. And so those kind of things, we chose not to be real gender specific. But when they start school, they will learn that there are girls and there are boys. And so they want them to know what gender they are. It's okay, Ashley. Welcome back, hon. They need to know numbers 1 through 10, and they need to know how to say the alphabet. They need to be able to recognize letters as well, but mostly teach them the alphabet song, the same alphabet song that we learned, that we taught our kids. You know, teach them the alphabet song so that they get the idea of what the order of those letters are, but use the letters in books and signs and different things like that to teach them what each letter is. You want to let them know the sound the letter makes, give them a word that is familiar to them. A is for apple, B is for ball, whatever that happens to be for you and your little one. They need to know their basic shapes. And actually, the chart that I looked at, they need to know circle, square, star, and then later on, they need to know rectangle and heart. However, we taught semicircle, crescent, um, you know, whatever. Most of the like flashcards you can buy, they have all the shapes on them. Another thing they need to learn about are their emotions. And we played the, happy face game. Show me a happy face. Show me a sad face. Show me a scared face. All of those. And so that they learn that when those emotions come up and they feel those emotions, they can use facial expressions as well as words to express that. Um, Now my granddaughter will, look at me. Hello, BJ, welcome. My granddaughter will look at me and she will say, "Are you happy?" So they know what emotions are and they learn them very young. Babies don't have a way to communicate with us other than really crying. And so, we have to teach them how to communicate with us. One thing I am doing that I'm very proud of, and this was a suggestion from BJ and Body Illusion, is to include the finger signs from American Sign Language along with the letters. And so on my videos teaching the letters, I'm using the breakdown into 6 different sets of letters that they suggest you teach them, not in just ABC order, but the three or the different sets of letters. So I think I have 3 videos out already, and I'm working on the 4th one with the 4th set of letters. But we have, the letter, and we have the finger sign, and then we have the words. So that's something a nonverbal child could learn, finger sign for American Sign Language. There's also other common baby sign language um, signs that we're going to be working on doing videos with those as well. A lot of kids are nonverbal, whether it be due to learning delays or autism or anything like that, but they still need ways to communicate. So I'm an advocate for doing whatever that child needs for them to be able to learn and for them to be able to keep up with their peers as well. So I am going to get ready to wrap this up. I only do these lives for 30 minutes because I want busy parents to still be able to sit down and watch these videos and get, or these live streams, and get a little bit of information, get some support, some encouragement um, on this, the most important job in the world. We have Miss Ashley here with us, who her kids go to a home based public school where she is actually the facilitator. They do things online, and she has, the curriculum, and she keeps them on track of what they need to be doing. But they are basically learning at home, but they are learning what the kids at the public school are learning. So if ever she wants to put them into public school, it won't come as a big shock as to what they need to have learned. I think it's wonderful. I think anyone who spends time teaching a child anything is so worthy. She said, best decision we made. Exactly. And you know what's going on with your kids. You know, you are informed and valuable in their education. Our children are our future. And I don't care if you have grandchildren or children, if, you have nieces and nephews, you have neighbor children, whomever it might be. They can learn something from you and from your years of experience. Life experience is a great teacher. So don't ever think when you're in, contact with a child that time is wasted. That time is so valuable. And children are like little sponges, whether you think they're paying attention or not. They hear what is going on, they feel the emotions of what is going on, and they are learning from you every time they're in your presence. So make it count. Teach them something valuable. Teach them something they need to know. Let them peel those tangerines. So I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Thank you again for the ones who came over and watched it on Fun with Granny and who subscribed to Fun with Granny. We do appreciate it. I do make videos on this channel for the kids. And you'll be able to tell. Sometimes it'll say parent video or it'll say for kids. But the ones that are for the parents will be marked not for kids. You can make comments on the videos and the live streams. The ones that are specifically for the kids, it will be marked for kids only, and or for kids, and you cannot make the you know comments. Gail says, maybe I could come up with you and chat about something to do with kids. Yes, Gail, I would love to have you come on as a guest on Granny's channel. as I would with anyone, all of you are more than welcome on all of my channels. I'm going to be having guests on Chloe the Chewini's channel because she is my companion animal, companion dog. And I do want to have guests on to talk about their companion animals and their experiences with their pets. I do believe that pets really benefit elderly, really do. They give us a sense of purpose, something to do, um, something to nurture. Hey, there's always welcome, welcome, welcome. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I, again, appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I issued a challenge in one of my videos. I'm going to give y'all a little sneak about it. BJ made me Chloe into a cartoon character, and I use that picture of Chloe on her videos and her thumbnails and things like that. He also made, and I'll take me down so you can see. Okay, you couldn't hear me when I was gone. I was trying to show you the picture. Oh well. Anyway, if you see Granny or you see Cuddles the cat in one of my Kaleidoscope of Happiness videos or in Chloe's video, they may be in interchangeable each other's videos. If you do, anyway, if you see any of those three characters, Chloe, Granny, or Cuddles, in a video, please comment that you saw them, and I will give you a special shout out. And go over to their channels and subscribe to their channels. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway in November for Thanksgiving and one in December for Christmas. And everyone who comments that they saw Chloe, Granny, or Cuddles and they get the special shout out, their name is going to go on the wheel for the giveaway. And I haven't announced that on Kaleidoscope of Happiness yet. So y'all are the first ones to know about the giveaways. But there will be a Thanksgiving giveaway and there will be a Christmas giveaway. And in January, it'll probably be my birthday celebration giveaway. So if you see those characters, please go and comment and subscribe to my other channels. And that way you'll get a free shout out and you'll also get in on those giveaways. And if you have a chance, go by and check out BJ's Myth Adventures. BJ, drop your link, please. He is the one who created those characters for my channel. I have friends that have written songs. Steve from the Seventh Son, Steve-O, wrote Echo a song, wrote Chloe a song, and wrote Granny a song. So I do go on Suno and write some songs myself, but I have very talented friends who also write songs for me. Misha from Awakened by the Looking Glass has made me images of beautiful butterflies. And then BJ again has animated them into some of my video clips. Um, so I just have a wonderfully creative community that have supported my channel, Chloe's channel, and Fun with Granny's channel. And I appreciate all of you so much. So there you go. There's BJ's link. If you want an animated character, or really if you want anything to do with the AI stuff, check out BJ. He's really good. Really good. Some of his shorts are absolutely amazing. So check all that out. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. My exercise live will be at 2 o'clock. I've got to change and get things set up, and I will see you then. Thank you so much, friends. I love y'all. And as Granny would say, remember, try to learn something new every day. Bye now.